And there's more to tell you on the fallout from the death of jailed Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny. A family spokesperson now says Russian officials have handed over his body to his mother, Lyudmila. The move comes after they had originally said she would not get access to his body for 14 days. The family spokesperson has not confirmed whether independent tests will be carried out on the body before the funeral to determine the cause of death. Russian authorities say Navalny collapsed and died 8 days ago at an Arctic penal colony while just taking a walk. For more on this, we are joined by Boris Akunin. He's a Russian writer and Putin critic, and he's currently exiled from Russia after a Moscow court ordered his arrest in his absentia as part of an ongoing crackdown on critics of its war in Ukraine. Boris, thank you so much for taking the time.
Good afternoon.
Boris, tell me, what goes through your mind when you heard that your friend Alexei Navalny's body was finally given back to his mother, Lyudmila, who has been fighting for this for 2 weeks now?
I think that Putin is right in fearing Navalny's body and Navalny's spirit, because Navalny, a dead Navalny, is very dangerous to him. He should be afraid of Navalny's ghost, because Navalny's ghost is going to chase him to his grave. I'm absolutely sure of that. And this is just the beginning, what's happening now.
I wanted to ask you that just now. What made Alexei Navalny such a concerning force to Vladimir Putin during his life, and now you argue in his death as well?
He was special. He was special. We have a lot of courageous, fearless people in the opposition. But Navalny, he was not just defiant. He was a picture of the future Russia. He was confident. He was witty. And I think now that they cannot do anything else to him. They killed him already. So now he became absolutely invincible. Absolutely invincible. He will become a banner. He will become a symbol, especially if his wife, Yulia, carries on, if she continues, because she's brilliant. I think that what Putin did, killing Navalny, is, well, it's worse than a crime. It's a mistake. He made a huge mistake here.
Do you believe, Boris, you just mentioned, some people have been saying that Yulia Navalnaya is the right person to carry on this movement. You believe that she is, yes?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I know her. I know she has always kept low profile because she always said that it was her responsibility to take care of the family. They have beautiful 2 kids. But I know that he never took important decisions without her. She participated in everything. And she has a very powerful charisma, which is in a way different from Alexei's charisma, because Alexei was appealing to your mind, to your brain. And Yulia, when she speaks, she appeals to your heart, to your emotions. Politically, it's a much more powerful thing, I think.
You know, it's interesting you said that. When she was delivering that speech in Munich just last week, which was just hours after hearing that her beloved husband, who she's been with since she was a 20-year-old girl, had died or was killed, many people believe. She was fighting back tears, and many people noticed that her face was blotchy and swollen from crying, but she still wasn't crying. And she said she didn't want to give Vladimir Putin the satisfaction of seeing Navalny's widow cry, that she never cries in public because of that. So it's so interesting to have you bring that up, that emotional impact that she has on others. Boris, you are outside of Russia. Yulia Navalny is outside of Russia. What are you hearing from other dissidents that are still in Russia right now?
Well, dissidents who are in Russia are imprisoned. They are in prison. There are a lot of political prisoners there. But I have my readers. We have internet, so I get back feed from them. They write to me. I initiate polls sometimes. So I think I know how people in Russia feel now. And the feeling is not really good for Putin.
This is what I wanted to ask you. We're unfortunately running out of time. I have so many questions for you, Boris, but Russian elections are coming up. Today is the second anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. I know that this is a country of 160 million people, so I'm not asking you to sum up the mind of every Russian, but what are the feelings right now? I mean, about the war after Navalny's death. Do you feel like the support of Russian people is slipping away from Vladimir Putin's grasp?
Yes, it definitely is, because people are tired. A poll today shows that 85% of Russians do not want this war to continue. But you shouldn't exaggerate this mood, because Russia is a country without democracy. It's a dictatorship. So people feel they are dissatisfied, but it's still a long distance from the time when they start to act, when they go out into the street.
Thank you so much for your time, Boris. And I know that Alexei Navalny was somebody you personally knew as well. Lots of people in the world felt like they knew him. Just one quick question. How will you remember him?
I will remember him smiling and joking, because he was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for making time for us, Boris.
Thank you.
Russian writer and Putin critic, Boris Akunin.